2 episodes a row with a disclaimer. Last week when we were recording, we had some audio issues. Around the 40-minute mark, Matt kind of cut out, so there was a kind of a pause. We cut out until we got him back on, and then we continued until we got to the very end where it cut off again, but we had a hard out, so we just ended it. It's just going to end abruptly, so I apologize for that.
So, pardon me if I start coughing in your ear at all during the podcast here. I'm sick with something, I guess. I don't know what I got. Jen had the flu, but I don't think I have what she had because her symptoms that she, reeled off to me, I don't have any of them.
Yeah.
But I got something. And I think it had to do with being out in the snow for so much time, having to shovel our way out of all our snow, which you got way more than what we got. We got 8.5, 9 inches out here, but I heard you guys got like 13.5 or something out there.
We measured about a foot, so...
Okay, all right.
But yeah, it's been miserable.
Yeah.
And the kids are off school again tomorrow, so...
Yeah, well, you guys have the buses to worry about, plus the cold weather, plus the more rural parts of the school district. I guarantee... Have you been out and about yet?
Yeah, we've been out. Well, let's see. Yesterday morning, I think, was the first time we went out, and that was so I could go to the gym. Okay.
So you're not going too far from home, though?
No. Yeah, just a few miles with it.
Okay. Because, today was my first day out.
Actually, no, I take that back. I drove into Chesterfield the other night.
Oh, Jesus, why?
Will spent the night with his cousins when they canceled school, so they could all play on the snow.
Okay, well, that's cool.
As he's recovering from strep.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, I just... and she was on the rebound. She was getting better. She's on the mend, and then all of a sudden... It was 2 days ago when I just felt like I hit a brick wall, which makes you think it's flu as well because it just makes you feel like something ain't right, you know? But she had whatever she had, which you could call it flu, but it's more of a virus she just had because she was throwing up and diarrhea, all the gross stuff. Everything was getting out. Like the body was like, get out. And she had a fever, which I haven't had any of those. Didn't know bodily ejections, no fever, nothing like that. Just... And then you're like, well, is it COVID? Well, I was like, no, I haven't lost taste, smell. I mean, but I got body aches. But then again, I'm like, do I have body aches because I've been shoveling snow for as much as I've been shoveling snow? Or I don't know. I don't know what it is. I'm at the point, though, where it's, cough it all out. Get everything that's nasty out of your throat. And hopefully be on the mend I'm hoping by Saturday. I'm going to try to enjoy this weekend a little bit, but we'll see.
By Saturday so you can do more snow?
I know. Well, I've heard it's only supposed to be about an inch, though.
Yeah,
that's what we're supposed to get on Friday.
So I've been hearing anywhere from a dusting to like 4 inches. So.
Oh dear God! Not another 4 inches.
I know.
Oh no. Oh, that's awful.
It is.
So, yeah. Well, and my driveway wasn't too bad because we've got all the cars that block a lot of the driveway, but you still got to make some walkways, and there's the back end of the driveway where you got to get that out of there so you can actually get out. And then, of course, when the street plows go by, they just bury you inside your driveway. And, man, that was some heavy snow. Oh,
yes, it was.
And I love when the people park on the street. That's my favorite thing, when people park on the street when the snow plows are coming through.
Well, we were lucky. No one did that around us. But today we were running out, and someone parked in the street next to all the snow. And we were in Kaylee's little car and could barely get by.
Yep.
I'm like, what's going to happen when like an actual truck comes by, or
they're going to get clipped? Or they're going to drive through someone's yard, or who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
I just know that, it's we just need a 50-degree day to help out. Just one. We don't need a whole bunch. Just one to help us melt a lot of this. That'd be nice. But no, we're going to get more, on Friday, so that's going to be pretty bad. So.
Yeah, but the weekend's supposed to get up to 40, so that'll at least get rid of some of it.
There you go. I did not know that. Thank you for sharing. That's good to hear.
I was checking.
Yeah, no, because then, like I told you before we got on here, I went over to my dad's house to go shovel his driveway. And I did about 3/4 of it. He told me not to worry about one side because he doesn't use that car anymore. So he's like, "Don't worry about it. I'm not even going to use that car. I don't care about getting out that way. I just need this whole side." And so I was like, "Okay, 3/4 of this whole big old driveway." And then, but the problem is they just buried him. I mean, buried him in his
Mm.
driveway. And it was just frozen. Because I don't know if you did what we did. I had to do two passes. We did 2 rounds where we did one, and then I went out and shoveled it before it started. And right in the middle of me shoveling, it started raining and snowing again. Which doing it the first time helped. By the time the next day I came out, it was just the powder stuff, which
Yeah.
was great. Yeah, that was made it a lot easier. Had I waited, it would have been a lot more of a pain in the ass to get out of there. So
Yeah, we got about 3/4 of our driveway done
mhm,
and gave up. And then
mhm,
went back out the next day. And yeah, the first 3/4 that I had already done was pretty
mhm,
quick and easy, but it was the rest of it.
yep,
Madeline spent about 5 hours working on that.
yep. It's heavy. It's heavy
Yeah.
snow, man. And it doesn't push. That's the problem. It doesn't push
Yep.
because it's so heavy and it just sticks. And you're just like, I just want to be able to plow this thing out of here, man. But nope, that ain't gonna happen.
Yep.
So yeah, no, we haven't spoken in a long time. So how was Christmas? Everything good with Christmas?
Yeah, it was good at
For the
Christmas.
most part?
Yeah,
Okay.
lots of reading material, lots
Okay.
of vinyl.
Okay.
So,
And how about New Year's? How did New Year's go?
uh, low key.
Okay.
We had a couple over, and they were gone by like 10 o'clock.
We did the same. We did the before midnight thing
Yeah.
because we made it. I guess so many people were saying how tired they were last year at the normal party we go to.
Yeah.
The host sent something out going, "Look, we're gonna go till 10, and you're welcome to stay. If anyone wants to stay till midnight, we're gonna stay up till midnight too. But we're just like, hey, so many people feel obligated to stay. Don't feel obligated. Go home if you really want to go home. And man, that was so freeing to do that.
Yeah.
I think we left right around like 10:30.
Yeah.
And I'll say another thing. It's always good to have a designated driver. That was good too.
Yeah. Well, since it was here, I didn't have to worry about that.
Right, exactly. So,
But I had to stay up till
yeah.
midnight anyway because Madeline's girlfriend was here. So
Mhm.
got to
Good.
be the responsible parent to make sure they're not
Yeah.
getting into anything.
So, yeah, no, man. Holidays go by. I mean, it felt like it was long, but it wasn't. And then having these kids trying to get them back to school,
Mhm.
I would have assumed you guys are just off the rest of the week. Why go back for Friday? That'd make no sense.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. We are going back tomorrow and Friday. All the kids go back, and I'm like, I don't know how the roads are out there, and I'm really apprehensive with the boy driving just because they didn't plow very well around
Right.
us. The plowing has sucked really bad. Like, and what can you do? You got a foot of snow, right?
Right.
They can only do so much. The problem is they made like at certain points they like cleared a lane for one car to get through, but they didn't give you any warning that another lane you're not gonna be able to get through there, and
Yeah.
you couldn't like I was trying to get on the 70 overpass today. All of a sudden, it bottlenecks to one lane where usually it's 2 lanes, one for west, one for east. Nope,
Yeah.
one lane only, and no heads up about it at all. And now, hopefully, people aren't flying just yet, which they are. I hate everybody; they're just the worst.
They
And I'm
are.
like, guys, it's still awful out. And the worst parts are the off ramps and on ramps. They are really bad still.
Yeah, and part of the problem with the highways is MoDOT doesn't have the people to properly plow everything.
No, they don't have enough. Not enough people, not enough money.
Yeah.
Never do.
Yep.
So, but hopefully, with all the chemicals down, it won't be as bad on Friday. Hopefully, it'll help
Yeah.
that whole situation. But we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, winter storm 20. What do we call this? That's 2025 winter storm, right? I think
Yeah.
that's what we had to call it. So, I don't remember us having a storm like this in quite some time.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
And I prefer these mild winters. I really do. I love
yeah.
a mild winter.
Oh, me
It's
too.
so nice when you don't have to deal with this.
Yeah, because we do our grocery shopping on the weekend,
hmm
and so I was like, we're gonna be screwed because all these people are gonna rush out and get everything.
hmm
And so we ordered our Aldi stuff on Instacart like normal before it all started.
hmm
No eggs.
Yep.
Think they had milk. No, no bread. The French toast stuff was gone. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff we couldn't get. The meat section was all picked over. And then to top it off, our delivery driver didn't deliver a bag.
Just forgot it.
Yeah.
It's like, and they're like, I'll go back and get it. You're like, no, don't even bother with it, dude. Don't even bother.
I don't even reach out to them. I usually just go to Instacart and they just refund us. So.
Oh yeah, okay.
But
yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do. We've got enough. We're good for another day. Excuse me. We'll get there. We'll figure it out. We got to go out on the weekend anyway. I got the little one's got basketball. We'll see if she actually has it or not. Like you said, with snow on Friday, we'll see what that does to her Saturday game.
Yeah,
so.
Will's supposed to have a soccer game on Saturday too. So
it's indoor though, right? I would assume at this point.
Nope, no, they're doing outdoor friendlies.
Wow, that's cold.
Yep.
That's really cold for soccer. That hurt. It just hurts to kick the ball because it's a rock when it's this cold.
Yeah. Well, he missed last week because of his strep, so we'll see if we even have a game this week.
Mm-hmm. Man, that's ridiculous.
It is.
It's winter's for indoor. Let them and they love playing indoor. Indoor's fun.
Oh yeah,
that's what they should be doing. But all right, whatever.
We thought that's what they'd be doing, but they got actual games set up, so this will help them when the season actually starts. So
it'll help them when the season starts. But yeah, as a parent though that has their kids going to school, I don't really want my kid running around sweating in cold weather.
Yeah.
And then getting all sick, and then there you go. Now they're staying home from school. What? Jesus.
Yeah.
But all right, cool. I think what you said when we texted back and forth, we're just gonna do homework this episode.
Yeah, I think so. Since it's been so long.
It has been a long time. It really has. And then just a heads up, I do have a hard out at 9, so about 45 minutes.
Okay.
Excuse me.
So, all right. Well,
go ahead.
Okay. We'll start with movies. I got a ton of them.
Ooh, okay.
So we teased last time about Dear Santa and Transformers 1.
Well, Dear Santa was the one where like Dear Satan with Jack Black, right?
Yes.
Okay, I never saw that one. I still haven't seen it. Okay.
So yeah, basically this kid is dyslexic and writes a letter to Santa, but misspells it to Satan. Mm-hmm. And Jack Black is Satan and gets it and makes him a deal trying to get 3 wishes for his soul.
Okay.
And it's a really a feel good movie.
I'm sure, yeah, especially with Jack Black on a Christmas movie. I'm sure it's really funny actually.
Yeah,
I'd probably giggle at it quite a bit.
Is it something we'll watch every year? Probably not, but it's something we can go back to every couple of years, most likely.
Yeah. Okay. That's good.
And then Transformers 1.
Now, I did watch it.
Okay.
And I'm apprehensive for your review because, man, you did not seem happy when you had a good poker face about it. Now, before you start, I'm going to make my guess.
Mm-hmm.
Is that you don't like it very much because it's not as true to the books as you'd like it to be.
No. The first half of the movie I didn't like the first half. I enjoyed the second half a lot. I don't know. I know it's a kid's movie, but it felt like super, super kiddie to me. I don't know.
I agree. I mean, it's not an adult animation by any means.
Yeah.
With cursing and brutal violence, and it's robotics or robots. So, I mean, you're not going to have any kind of violence in there that would be you don't have massive blood spilling everywhere and all that nonsense. But I my review of it was I loved it. I thoroughly enjoyed it, Jay. From start to finish, and that finish was amazing. It was so cool.
Yes, it was.
And then maybe you would. Me, as far as maybe you're saying it's so silly and kids oriented as far as Bumblebee, but Bumblebee is targeted towards kids anyways, how I kind of look at it, because Keegan-Michael Key as Bumblebee was so funny. He made me crack up a lot.
I think another issue too was like the voices took me out of it because those are voices I know from outside.
Sure.
Just like Sideswipe in Beast Wars being Pete Davidson. Wasn't it Pete Davidson?
I think you're right. Yeah, that took me out of it. I did, but I didn't like Beast Wars. I mean, okay. Personally, I like 1 and 3. I don't like 2 at all. I thought 2 was garbage, and I don't like anything after that. None of the ones that have come out after the Marky Mark ones or Beast Wars, they have not been good at all, in my opinion. Nothing's been good.
The only 2 I really liked were the first one and Bumblebee.
Oh, I'm sorry, I left Bumblebee out. I'm sorry, I like 3 of them. 1, 3, and Bumblebee. I did forget that one. And I like this one, Transformers 1. And if they're going to go the animation route going forward, I'm okay with that, as long as we get something, because it was so good, man, in regards to I like the music. The voice actor for Megatron, he was amazing. I thought he did an amazing job.
Yeah.
And then Hemsworth as Optimus, I mean, would I rather have our boy? Oh God, I'm drawing a blank. Jay.
Peter Cullen.
Yeah, Cullen. Would I rather have? Which, yes, of course. But I also get it because as an older Optimus Prime, as he's a little bit more seasoned, yeah, that's the older voice, and this is a more younger voice. Maybe that's the way I can kind of justify that. But, yeah, no, man, I really like it. I thought it was a great origin story for Megatron. It made. I was going to ask you because I love they always drop the all hail Megatron, right?
Yeah.
Is that the origin from the book for Megatron, or is it just like it hops into it just right off the bat? He's just the bad guy, and we don't really get to see how he becomes the bad guy.
Well, in the IDW, they go back, and basically the whole Civil War starts because based off how you transform is where you are, like, social class.
Okay, gotcha.
So
it was like this in this one. It really was. Because they removed the transforming cog from the lower class, right?
Right.
So they tried to hit on that a little bit. They maybe just took some liberties and made it their own kind of thing.
Okay. So like Megatron was a minor.
Okay.
And they had no rights, and they'd have like underground fight clubs and stuff.
Okay.
So that's kind of how he became radicalized.
Gotcha.
Which, in the context of this movie, it made a lot of sense. And I think once we got to that point, I was a lot more comfortable with the movie and enjoyed it more.
Okay.
But yeah, it took me a while to get into it.
Okay. No, so took you a while to get into it. So I'd say, okay, let's go out of 5. 5 pints. Oh, which by the way, we didn't do a beer, but you're in dry January, right?
Yes, I am. Not only that, I'm doing the 75 hard this year.
Oh, so you're gonna have a dry January, February, and a lot of March.
Yep, half of March.
Okay. Yep. Okay. So no beers of the podcast coming up, unless you just want to say what you got and what you're looking forward to drinking.
Yeah.
But here, well, instead of that, we'll do out of 5. We'll measure Transformers ones out of pints of oil.
Yeah.
How many pints of oil would you get Transformers out of 5?
Probably 2.5.
Ooh, man. Nah, I'm giving it 4, dude. I liked it. I really did. I really enjoyed it. And I was apprehensive because of your non-review you gave me by your reaction. So I was apprehensive, but then I sat there and I enjoyed it. And the little one, she loved it. Emmy loved it a lot. She rewatched it a couple times while we had it from the library. So
yeah, Will liked it a lot too, which I'm not surprised about because he's all about everything Transformers. So
yeah, all right, cool. Okay, so there's those two. What else you got?
All right, we watched Red 1.
I watched it too. Yeah, what'd you think?
I enjoyed it. It was a very entertaining movie. Again, I don't know if it's something we'd go back to every year, but it was fun. It
was. I agree. And so it's hard. It's hard to know right now what would be a recurring Christmas classic.
Yeah.
And would you watch it every year? Because you only have so many you can choose from, right? Because there's only so much time.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I loved it. J.K. Simmons kills it.
Of course.
And then The Rock, I suffering from a little bit of Rock fatigue, he was great. He really was. And then I think Chris Evans helped him out with that a lot, actually.
Yeah,
Chris
I think
Evans
so too.
The show, I thought he was incredible.
Yeah.
But for Christmas movies, this one I thought it was a home run. I think it's for Amazon Prime, right? That's who it was through.
Yep.
For them to be the production company, I think that's a home run for them because I think that will be something that people go back and revisit.
Yeah,
I think it has some rewatchability to it. It's just, it's like you said, it's fun. It's a fun watch.
Yeah. Stick with Christmas movies. We watched That Christmas. It was an animated movie.
I have no knowledge of it.
It's on Netflix. It's British. I fell asleep during it.
Who's the main voice actor?
Succession. The main.
Well, hold on. I got it right here. Hold on. Unless I'm the wrong one. No, it's some Succession? I'm not seeing anyone from Succession on it.
Oh, I thought...
Bill Nighy is Lighthouse Bill.
Yeah. The narrator was...
Let's see, Rhys Darby. I don't know who Rhys Darby is. Fiona Shaw. I'm not really familiar with her. Alex McQueen. I don't know them. Jack Wisniewski. Don't know him.
No, like I said, it's mostly a British cast.
Oh, okay. Oh, Brian Cox. Here he is. I found him. So you're thinking it was Brian Cox. Okay. Yeah, how's that one? Is that a revisit one, or is it just, it was what, you didn't like that one? Well, you fell asleep, so you didn't like it that much.
It was definitely aimed towards the kids. I saw the ending of it. The ending was okay.
Okay.
Not something we'll probably watch again.
Okay. If I was going to go animated from Netflix for a Christmas movie, I would stick with Klaus. If you've not seen that one, I thought I recommended that one to you a couple times, but if you haven't
haven't seen that yet.
That's the one. Yeah, you definitely need to watch that one. I think you'll really enjoy it.
Yeah. We did a rewatch of Violent Night.
Nice. We don't have Paramount Plus, so I didn't have a chance to. I think that's where it was streaming, and I didn't get it from the library. I think it was checked out. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, now that's that. Now that one, yeah, that's an annual watching.
Yeah.
Definitely need to see that one again.
Yeah. And then we did our annual watching of Christmas Vacation.
Oh man, we watched that like 5 times, I think. To be honest with you, it kind of just goes on in the background in the house, and you just kind of walk in the room. And just give it like 5 minutes at a time, kind of thing. It just plays on a loop.
Yep.
Oh, it's so good. All right, well done, sir.
So
that's a pretty solid Christmas spread there, if I can say it that way. It's not bad at all.
Yeah, it was. So because we watched Christmas Vacation, they want to see the other one, so we watched the original Vacation.
Which that one's good. That one's good.
Will's like, I don't want to watch this. And then like 20 minutes into it, he's like downstairs watching and cracking up.
Yeah, of course. And then, well, I don't remember European Vacation very fondly, but Vegas Vacation, don't remember it well at all, but I do remember there's some funny parts to it.
Yeah.
I do remember that I laughed at that one.
Yeah, I mean, the original is my...
So you just watched just the original?
Just the original,
European?
Yeah. No, European isn't available at the library, and I think we could rent it on streaming, so it's something we'll probably get to sometime soon.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, Will comes down, and they're at Cousin Eddie's house, and the daughter's like, I French kiss, and the other one's like, yeah, well, everyone does. But Daddy says I'm the best.
Oh, yeah.
Will goes, oh my God, she kisses her dad.
That's so nasty, dude.
It is.
That's funny, bro.
Yeah.
Daddy says I'm the best. Gross.
Yeah.
Cousin Eddie. Oh.
Yep. So after that, we watched Jackpot with John Cena and Awkwafina.
That one, I'm not familiar with that one.
So it's a few years in the future, and there is a lottery. And if you're picked, you have 24 hours to survive while everyone tries to kill you.
I'm reading the synopsis right now from the Wikipedia thing on Google here.
Yeah. It had moments. Nothing spectacular.
I don't know. I'm not Awkwafina. Take her or leave. She has some moments where she's funny, and then other moments I'm like, Now, here's the thing. The movie I still haven't watched, but I just heard a really good review of it.
Yeah.
Beyond you said it's funny. I think you watched it. I'm pretty sure you're the one that told me at one point. And if you asked me who else said something about it, I think it was in somebody's like top 2024. Like I was listening to different things while I was trying to compile a 24 list.
Yeah.
Ricky Stenicki, or how you pronounce it, the last name?
Ricky Stenicki.
Yeah, and they said it's like a callback to the like 2000s era of comedies, like with like American Pie and things along those lines that we kind of grew up with. And they're like, that's actually, and John Cena was pretty phenomenal in it.
He was great.
Okay. Yeah, no, I need to definitely check out that one. But Jackpot, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'll
you're not missing anything on that one.
Okay, gotcha.
Will and I checked out Monkey Man.
Oh, finally got around to it. What'd you think?
I loved it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
it was different. It wasn't what I expected, especially that action coming from that actor. It's not. I always get him mixed up with Kal Penn, which I know it's not him.
Dev Patel.
But Dev Patel, that's it. Yeah, and I think he's a really great actor.
He is
really, really phenomenal actor. But just never seen him as an action hero star. You know what I mean? And he killed it. He did really well.
And like, it gave off more of a nobody vibe instead of a John Wick vibe.
Yeah, gotcha. Nobody's such a good movie, dude.
Yeah,
that's such a really good movie.
But I mean,
that also brings me to another question, which I'm sure if it's on your list or not, but I'll have you skip to it. If you did watch it, have you seen The Beekeeper?
That's 2 more down on my list, but yes,
2 more down. Okay, I'll wait till you get there. Because on this, I remember now where I read about the Ricky Stenicki. It was on a Reddit list. It was just people saying list off your favorite movie from 2024, and I was compiling ones I hadn't seen yet. And someone brought up Beekeeper, and I was like, no way. And then all of a sudden, a bunch of comments after were like, for what it is, it actually is. It slaps, dude. I was like, what?
So Erin was recommended it by her family.
Really?
And I'm
Okay.
like, it's a Jason Statham movie, though. He hasn't been
Yeah.
good in any of those movies since, like, Snatch.
Yep. Yeah, for real.
And she's like, well, I want to watch it.
Okay.
And so we start watching it. I'm like, oh, he's seriously a beekeeper. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, great. Someone's going to come and kill his bees, and he's going to go John Wick.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of the dog, they go for the bees. And that kind of is what happens.
Okay.
But he's like a secret agent, retired secret agent. A lot of action to it, but it's so far-fetched and unbelievable. And like, there were just things that really took us out of it.
So thumbs down or thumbs up?
The middle of the road.
Oh, okay. All right. So you could understand why some people actually really enjoyed it, though.
Yeah.
They must have very low standards and they really like action. I really must like action movies.
I think so, because Erin texted her whole family and like, oh yeah, we're watching it, and everyone's like, oh, it's awesome, it's awesome. And about halfway through it, she's like, yeah, we're just not really into it.
Because well, my bar is like, now with action, it's a high bar to me. But if you can't meet the John Wick action style, man, whew, that's hard. I mean, that's about as gold as it gets, man. So
Yeah.
I don't know if we're gonna ever see anything. I don't know. Action movies these days, it's hard. It really is, really hit and miss. But okay, no, sorry. Go ahead with your. I'm sorry, I made you jump ahead there.
No, it's fine. They kind of fit together. So, I went with My Old Ass with Aubrey Plaza.
And that was on and it's a comedy where she takes a bad shroom trip, is what I read.
The main character takes shrooms, and Aubrey Plaza plays her like 20 years later.
Okay, and it's a comedy, right? If I remember reading it, is it a dark comedy or just a comedy?
It's like a coming of age comedy drama.
Okay.
And so it was a lot better than I expected.
And Aubrey Plaza isn't an actress to me that carries a movie. Now, mind you, I did like the one where she was it's about the credit card debt or the student loan debt or whatever that was. I can't remember the name of it. Actually, that was a Netflix one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was okay, but I still see her as a leading lady. She just doesn't do it for me that way. You know what I mean?
She was more the background character.
She was? Okay.
Yeah. So the younger version of her was the main character.
Okay, gotcha.
It was really good. I recommend that one.
Okay.
So, and then we watched Wolves. Brad Pitt and George Clooney.
Glad you watched that one because that's on my list too. And I just watched it the other day because I was like, you know what? Let me get through the Apple movies because there's only so many. That's what I like about Apple.
Yeah.
I honestly think their model at some points is quality over quantity.
Yeah.
They just don't overflood you with crap. Sorry. And that one was, I'll out of 5 bullets, I give that thing a pretty high grade of 4.5. To be honest with you, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'd probably go 4.5, 5.
Yeah. No, it was a great story. John Watt was the director, so Spider-Man connection there. Well written. Brad and George just play off each other beautifully.
Oh yeah,
I think they just always had good rapport. Quick story. Longest chase scene ever of a dude that's completely on something in his tidy whities and his socks, his white socks, running through downtown wherever that is supposed to be. I don't have a clue where it's supposed to be, but oh my gosh, it was so funny. And that dude had quicks, bro. He had endurance too. He just went.
The whole story was great, and how they eventually kind of start getting along.
Yeah, but the techniques, you're gonna steal my technique. I'm not gonna show you. But with Clooney, those were actually really cool techniques as far as being the cleaner when he wraps up the body with the luggage carrier thing. I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah. And Brad Pitt even said that later. He's like, yeah, that was pretty good.
Cool. So, but yeah, no, I enjoyed Wolves a lot. Actually, it wasn't what I expected, but pleasantly surprised and really happy I watched it. Yeah, good thumbs up on that one.
Yeah. With Beetlejuice.
Okay.
It was okay.
And man, the girls wanted to see that so bad. So that was a theater one for us, man.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I mean, whatever.
Did they need to make it? No,
not at all.
I mean, did it hurt the mythos of Beetlejuice? Not really, but it's not a top 10 movie of the year.
No, not for me.
Yeah.
Not at all.
And
I think it was just like, oh, hey, Wednesday was popular. Let's put her in Beetlejuice now.
right. Which, how soon is she going to get typecasted now?
Oh, dude. She's got to be sick of it at this point. Which I did not realize that, just completely off tangent here, just for a quick second, that the producers of Wednesday were the producers of Smallville. It's one and the same. I'd forgotten that. And I was like, oh, hey, this makes sense why this is good.
Yeah. They also wrote Beetlejuice.
Say what?
They wrote Beetlejuice.
Oh, they wrote Beetlejuice? I didn't know they were the writers. Okay.
Yeah. So, that's probably how they got her on.
And again, it's fine. It's just, I didn't need. Did we need this in the world? No. I don't know who was really clamoring for it. I don't even know how it performed at the box office. I don't know if it's a dud or not. But
does anything really perform well at the box office right now?
Not anymore. No, not really.
Wicked.
Well, yeah, I guess that. Did you guys go? Are you a Wicked family? Did you guys all go see that?
No. Aaron and Madeline went and saw it. That was Madeline's Christmas gift to Aaron, was buying a ticket and going with her so they could do it together.
I will torture myself through this thing.
Well, they both wanted to see it, so it's fine.
Oh, they did want to see it? Okay, got
it. I'm not against seeing it, especially after it's gotten great reviews, but I'll wait till it comes out on something.
I have zero negative whatever number you want to come up with desire to see it. I could care less. It's not my thing. It's just not.
Yeah. All right. Next one. I took another one of your recommendations. We watched Snack Shack.
Yes. I'm very interested in your opinion on that.
I loved it.
Yes. Thank you. That's a callback to a 90s style comedy, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And coming of age, and not just comedy, but more of a dramedy in certain ways. But man, it was just, I love those low budget, no names are really in it.
Yeah.
But man, it was a great story. Well shot. Everything about it, I love that movie, dude. I haven't really come up with a top 10 or 5 or whatever for 24, but it's definitely on my I put it between good, bad, and still need to see.
Yeah.
And it's definitely on my good list.
Yeah. It was funny because we watched it and Melon goes, was this really what it was like in the 90s? Like kids smoking and drinking all the time? I'm like, not really.
More the 80s. Right? But yeah, no, man.
She's like, they're brewing beer?
Had we known we could do it, we would have done it.
Well, definitely.
We were good kids.
I would have been a lot further along with my beer brewing than I am now.
Right. No, I'm glad you liked it. It was one of those. It's one of those under the radar. You don't really know much about it. I don't think it got a lot of publicity whatsoever. I don't even know if it had a theatrical release at all. But
yeah,
I have no idea how I came across it. Probably on Reddit, like on hidden gems, or what's something you should probably see, or something along those topics. So.
And then I finished this one today, Juror number 2.
Ooh, okay. We're really interested in your opinion on this one.
I felt uncomfortable through like the first half of the movie.
Okay.
Just like reliving what Nicholas Holt's character kind of went through and being in the situation he was. It was like that uncomfortable Michael Scott type thing, but no comedy to it. Interesting
that you describe it that way. That is really interesting. Because again, Clint Eastwood movie.
Yeah.
And he's 0 for 2 in his last ones with me. Because I did not like the God, what was it called? Because the Mule I loved. He did one after the Mule.
Mm-hmm.
Something Gringo or something like that. I think it was something about horses and transporting the horses or something along those lines. I can't remember.
Yeah.
A very not rememberable movie. And this one, it gave me a 12 Angry Men vibe.
Yes, very much so.
One. So I'm like, they're pulling from that a little bit. And then the thing I kept saying, and I guess you as a viewer are supposed to make that leap of faith, or it's just they don't put it right there in your face. But unless I miss something, and if I'm a stupid movie watcher, and you tell me to go back and watch, and this I'll know, you still don't know for a fact that he killed her. They want you to think that, and they want his guilt of saying that he did that, the way he felt. But when he gets out of the car in the pouring down rain, he looks over the edge. When the camera pans down, you don't see anything.
No.
You don't see it at all.
No.
And you don't see anything as far as, they never said, was there, blood on the car or whatever like that. there was just damage done, and his excuse he gave to his wife was that he hit a deer or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was going, they're leaving it to me as the viewer to go, okay, this is a conundrum of, what would you do if you were in his shoes as a new father with a high risk pregnancy? You had dealt with alcoholism, which there's just all these layers and layers of how this guy's a complex character. Do you feel bad for him? Do you feel bad for her? Do you feel bad for the guy that he, put on, I guess, in prison, right?
Yeah.
Would you? It's basically, I think what you're supposed to take away from it is, would you have done the same thing? Kind of conundrum. And I go, I appreciate it for that, but man, it was long. It was a long movie for me, and it just, I was like, this is not top 10 of the year material at all. I don't even think I like it. I'm leaning towards not liking it more than anything, based on what I'm telling you. But I still go at the very end of it. I go, but we still don't even know if he really did it or not.
Right.
We don't know what happened,
and we don't know, is this guy going to get off eventually for it? Because they left that wide open, like
they did. Well, no. I think what they're trying to tell you is that the DA, which was Tony Collette, did a great job.
Yeah.
That conversation on the bench at the end was basically them admitting to each other that he's like, "Yep, I did it. Are you willing to throw away your career over this?" And it turns into, what is she willing to sacrifice, and what is he willing to sacrifice? So, man, I appreciate the 12 Angry Men kind of pull to it, and I appreciate that it's not a movie that's just A, B, C, done, right? It is going to make you stop and think, and I do like movies like that sometimes. But this one, I think it just didn't execute well. Too drawn out and just too open ended. I think I would have preferred to know that he actually really did it, but maybe that would have taken away from the story. I don't know.
Yeah, see, I went in I didn't know anything about the movie going in, so that may have been where the awkward, like that Michael Scott awkwardness of what he was going through came from. Because I was expecting something, more like 12 Angry Men.
Yeah.
And so when he starts like seeing like them there, I was kind of blown away by it. So
yeah, no, and I went in blind too. Had no clue what it was about. Just saw it was on HBO.
Yeah,
threw it on just to see what it was. Didn't even realize it was a Clint Eastwood movie till the end.
No,
had no clue it was a Clint Eastwood movie.
I knew it was an Eastwood movie, and that was part of the reason I wanted to watch it.
Gotcha.
I enjoyed it though. It definitely got me thinking, made me wonder. I didn't like how they left it kind of as open as they did.
Yeah.
I thought it was a beautiful movie for not really doing much.
Yeah. No, I get. Well, I mean, I think all of Eastwood's movies, they look great.
Yeah.
They all look great. I never have an issue how they look. But I don't know. This was more story than anything for me.
So I enjoyed it. It might be.
But I'm the worst person to ask about this, though.
Yeah.
Because I'm still the guy that everybody else in the world knows that Walter White was horrible. He was a horrible man. He did horrible things. But I'm still probably the very, very minority on that going, but he did it for his family. So I'm a pro Walter White. And so when this guy does what he does, I go, but he has a kid.
Yeah.
So I don't know, Jay. I'm awful about it. It's the Walter White effect is what I call it.
Yeah.
And anytime it kind of comes up with something like this, and I'm like, is that misogynistic? I go, I don't think so. It's more a guy has to do what he has to do to take care of his family. And I guess he just went down the wrong path in Breaking Bad and in this one.
Yeah.
But I felt awful because this guy, he really was recovering and he was working towards a good life with this woman that basically saved him is what but the way they projected it or portrayed it in the movie. And so maybe I'm the last person to really ask because everybody else will go, this guy's a piece of shit. He should be rotting in jail. Screw him. She'll find another guy to help raise the kid or something like that. But I'm just like, no. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's messed up. I shouldn't be thinking that way, I guess, but it's just how I feel.
Yeah. I get that. All right. And then I finished with 2 documentaries. I watched Superman, the Christopher Reeve story.
Yeah, I still got to get around to it, man. I've heard it's really good.
It's really good, but I kind of came out not liking him as much as I used to.
Oh, no. So maybe I should avoid it.
No, it's definitely worth watching. And
Oh,
I
I don't
mean,
want you to. I don't want to ruin what my how I picture him in my mind, kind of thing. If you're gonna tell me he's an asshole, now I don't want to see it.
no, I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go that route. But
Okay.
there's some stuff early in his Hollywood career that rubbed me the wrong way.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Don't spoil. Don't spoil it.
I'm not going to.
I will watch it. I'm very interested in seeing it. It's a tragic story, obviously.
Yeah.
And for what he did then, but I think with all his work that he did with his foundation afterwards,
Yeah.
I think he's still commendable. You know what I think? I don't
definitely.
think he's canceled. Hopefully
No.
from this, I hope people don't say no. We can't. Don't. He's as bad as P Diddy. No, he's not.
No, far from it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then the last one was Will and Harper.
Okay.
So
All
that's Will Ferrell had a very close friend that transitioned.
Mm-hmm.
And he decided to go with his friend and travel across the country because before she transitioned, that was something she'd do, and she'd go into dive bars and all these things. And she didn't know if she could still be able to do that as a woman who you could tell transitioned.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was interesting because they talked about a lot of tough topics, but then it was also Will Ferrell at the same time. So he was joking about a lot of it.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's one point when they're in Texas, they stop at a steakhouse that has one of those like 72-ounce steak challenges, and Will Ferrell decides he's going to do it, and he's dressed as Sherlock Holmes. And so he's in character doing it, and it's just drawing so much attention to them that it makes Harper so uncomfortable. And then to top it off, they start going through the social media post about it all after the fact. So like, what is Will Ferrell doing with this obvious man and just a lot of hateful stuff?
Gotcha.
And it's just kind of them dealing with it. And it was an incredibly well done documentary. I highly recommend watching it. I started a couple.
Okay. Do you movies?
Oh, you're cutting out again.
Hello.
All right. I can hear you now.
Still there?
Yeah.
Okay. I think we're good.
Okay. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
All right. I'll edit that all out. So.
Okay. All right. No worries.
All right. So after Will and Harper, I knocked down a couple episodes of TV. First 2 episodes of Creature Commandos.
Oh, I gotta still get around to that. There's some good Easter eggs in there apparently, so I gotta get around to watching that at some point. Yep. No, I know it's there. Just haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah. We're about 2.5 episodes into Skeleton Crew.
I was gonna wait. I want to binge that one.
Yeah. It's pretty good so far. I'm really enjoying it.
Better than the normal Star Wars formula, where the first few episodes are really slow and really suck, and then eventually towards the end it gets really good.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
This one's got a different vibe to it, and this one's John Watts also. So.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool.
Yeah. And then we're working through Shrinking. God, it's so good.
It is. I know we'll have to do Golden Globes next episode, I guess, just from a very late aspect. How that show doesn't just sweep everything, I don't get it. Harrison Ford is phenomenal.
He is.
It's so good. And what was so crazy was I thought I'd finished the season. I thought it was over.
Yeah.
When I ran through the episodes, basically Apple TV, no more. But I guess 2 more had come out or something that I didn't even realize they come out. But then I went back and I finished it. But man, so good.
It is so good.
Damn good.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And wait, and are you done or you're working? You said you're working with her?
We're still working through.
Okay. Oh man, you're gonna crush through those. That's so hard to turn that thing off once I get going.
Know.
My boy Derek. That's my boy.
Yeah.
I'm Derek for life.
Yep. And then reading wise, I finished Starman Compendium 2.
Okay.
Starman might be one of my favorite comics I've ever read.
Oh wow, that's high praise.
It's like the whole complete hero's journey.
It's the what journey? I'm sorry.
The hero's journey.
Oh, the hero's journey. Okay.
He's the reluctant hero at first. He kind of grows into it, and then it's him walking away.
Hold on one second. I'm just trying to pull something up here. There's a compendium here. I just want to see who the writer was.
James Robinson.
Okay, so it is Robinson. Okay.
Yeah.
Ted Knight and his sons David and Jack. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Do they make an appearance in these compendiums?
Jack is like the Starman in it.
Oh, he is the Starman.
Yeah.
Okay. So The one that you're reading that's not the earliest version of it?
Well, so the original Starman was part of the Justice Society. That's the Ted Knight.
Okay.
Robinson kind of relaunched it in the mid '90s with the two sons taking the mantle.
Okay.
But the series focuses on Jack, and
Does it read like a '90s comic?
it holds up a lot better than going back and reading like X-Men from that era.
Oh, okay.
So
That's high praise then, because that's some of those are really hard to get through.
Yeah, this was not. I didn't fly through it because I took a break between the two compendiums because they're.
Okay. Oh, art by Tony Harris.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's good art then. That's some really good art. I loved one book. I always got upset that he never finished was the one with Miller. Oh, what was it? It was like a war one that they were doing together. Oh, what was the name of it?
I don't know.
You don't remember that? They just both walked away.
Yeah.
Totally, it had to be on Mark Miller, to be honest with you. Because, well, no, I don't know who was to blame. War Heroes. Do you remember that at all?
No, I don't.
Yeah, no, it was War Heroes. No, I don't think it ever finished. Because I think it was. It's only. I think I'm only seeing 3 issues.
Yeah.
If what Ultimus 3 would have been, if he did like Ultimus 3, but they did it at Image.
Okay.
But yeah, no, his art in it was fantastic. Fantastic Tony Harris work right there. But so Starman, that's it. So what's his powers?
He's got a cosmic cube. They're not a cosmic cube, a cosmic rod.
Okay.
So he doesn't have actual powers. It's all through the rod that his dad created.
Excuse me. Okay. Watch Starman go up against the Mist, the Shade, and even Captain Marvel. As in Shazam?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it's your team up.
So what is it about it that has drawn you so much to it?
It's just so well written. The art's amazing. Like I said, you get the complete arc for Jack.
Okay, so because then the compendiums 1 and 2, and that's it. There's nothing that you need to read after that.
No, in fact, I think he's only made a couple one-off appearances after that because he kind of a mentor to Stargirl, but they don't use him very much.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly. All right. Cool. What else did you read?
I completed Ascender.
Ascender, Descender. I remember you telling me about those. Yeah.
So that perfect ending to that book.
Okay.
So, I read Klaus, Garth Ennis's Santa Claus Tale.
Oh, how was that?
It was pretty good. Very violent since it's Ennis.
Right.
But it was a unique story.
Was this the library? Or did you buy this one?
This was library.
Okay. With Dan Mora art. Dan Mora's a great artist too.
Yeah, the art was amazing.
Now hold on, I'm seeing Klaus, and I'm sorry, you said Garth Ennis. I'm seeing Grant Morrison.
Oh, Grant Morrison.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no, it had to be awful then. Sorry.
No.
All right, give me the review. Is it like a normal Grant Morrison where I have to figure? I just can't understand what the hell's going on.
No, it's pretty straightforward.
Because for all the things I hate from Morrison, every now and then he'll pull out a Batman book that's pretty good, or he'll do an X-Men book that's phenomenal.
Yep.
But most of the time, I can't stand a thing he does. But I do love Dan Mora's art, so that's a saving grace right there. And so this was it. Just was it 7 issues and that's it?
Yeah, I think so. I read it in trade format, so I don't even know how many issues it was.
Okay.
I read the first volume of Nailbiter. It's a horror series from Josh Williamson.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it. So it's a horror book, and what do you think of it?
It was pretty good. It's something I might continue on. It was one I've got it like a used copy of it for like $2.
Oh wow, okay. Yeah.
So I was like, I'll give it a shot.
Is it still ongoing?
I don't know if it is. I haven't even looked that far
because I'm looking at Wikipedia here. Mm-hmm. Trade paperbacks. Looks like there are 6 volumes. But then 7th volume is a Nailbiter Returns, and there's 2 volumes of that. So it looks like Nailbiter all the way through, and then there's a Returns. Yeah. I don't know what that means. So I don't know, man.
Yeah. It's something I might go back to once I catch up on other stuff.
Does it crossover with Hack Slash? Are you familiar with Hack Slash at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
which that's kind of interesting. Which I don't even know if Hackslash is still ongoing or not. I just know that went for quite a while.
I think I still see stuff every once in a while coming out for
Really?
it.
I can't believe they're still making that. It was meh,
Yeah.
to be honest with you. But yeah, I'm familiar with this one. I wanted to read it at some point. It just kind of fell off the radar.
Yeah. I did a reread of Do a Powerbomb because I got it for Christmas.
Okay. Yeah, I'm familiar with you just by you telling me about it.
Yeah. It's so damn good. Daniel Warren Johnson is up there with Lemire now, where I'll read pretty much anything he writes.
Okay. Because when I pulled this up, Daniel Warren Johnson, that's that book that you gave me, which I still have not read yet, which is Murder Falcon.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that the one that's based? Is that the St. Louis writer? Then?
No.
What's the one that you gave me that was the St. Louis writer?
That was the Atonement Bell.
Okay, gotcha. All right. So, but Murder Falcon is just this guy who did Powerbomb.
Yep.
He also he worked on Void Rivals.
Well, he's doing the Transformer book in the Energonverse.
Oh, gotcha. God, that's a whole thing I forgot about completely because that's what Kirkman's baby is right now still, right?
Yeah. And it's the whole Energonverse is just amazing.
Really? Boy.
The
my God, I don't know how.
The only issue I have is when I get finished with an issue, I feel like I've only read half an issue because it goes so quick.
Really? Oh, yeah. Sometimes that's a great review, and sometimes that just sucks because I feel like you're making me pay, $4 or $5 to.
Yeah.
When it's not, you didn't give me $4 or $5 worth.
Yeah.
So here's what I need you to do for me. Then
Okay.
I need a reading order for the whole Void Rivals Energon verse. You're gonna have to come because here when I do a Powerbomb, Void Rivals is one of the things that comes up. But then all of a sudden I click on Void Rivals. Here's all the books that come up along with Void Rivals. It's Murder Falcon, Extremity, Transformers, Void Rivals, Dark Ride, I Hate This Place, Birthright, Destro, Oblivion Song. Why is Oblivion Song familiar?
That's another Kirkman book. I think what it's pulling up is all of the Kirkman imprint stuff.
Okay, gotcha. Well, is that still under his Skybound label then?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So he has the rights to Transformers right now?
He does.
Wow, how much did that cost him?
I don't know, but
man, that Walking Dead money, some good Walking Dead money. Yeah. Holy crap, we got Transformers money to buy all those rights. Holy smoke.
So, I followed that up with Extremity. It's another Daniel Warren Johnson book, 2 volumes.
That's the one. Yeah, there you go. That's the next one that's on that list I told you. So, okay, let's see, Extremity. That was a Kickstarter book.
Yeah. Basically, his books.
Oh, Studio Ghibli. Jen's into that stuff for some reason. I'm just not.
Yeah. His books take I don't know, more outrageous topics, but implies gives it a soul. Okay. So he did wrestling for Do a Powerbomb. This one is more sci-fi, but it's about dealing with revenge and loss.
Okay.
And so Murder Falcon is about dealing with mental help and getting help from people.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's always got deeper meaning to his books than what you initially see.
I am curious if they've been out long enough. Where does the library carry any of his work? Probably not if it's Kickstarter and all that stuff. But let's see.
But being Image books, they might.
Yeah, we'll see. But here, go ahead. What else you got?
Last thing I got is I read a book called The Worst Ship in the Fleet. It was I don't know, 170 pages. Sci-fi story about a drunk captain who gets put on the worst Starfleet ship that's in their navy.
Okay.
And he gets there and he discovers all this corruption and he really just doesn't want to deal with it, but he kind of is forced to. It was a fun read, very quick. Nothing special though. Not like Old Man War or any of the other sci-fi been hidden recently.
Okay. So Extremity, I can get the first volume, it looks like.
Yeah.
I do have the first volume of it. But from what I can see though, is that there are 2 volumes of it.
Yes.
Did you get both? Do you have both volumes?
I read it digitally from the library. So I read both
never
volumes.
mind. I got it. Yeah, there's 2 volumes. Was that it after the 2 volumes? And
That's it.
Contained story?
Yep.
Oh, excellent. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So this guy's he's a rising star in your favorite writers.
Yeah.
List there.
So much so that his current series I'm getting the floppies of.
Oh, dang. Look at that.
And this one's about parenthood.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's check this shit out. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, I got that hard out, but here, I do want to give you a few books.
Okay.
Because I did read a couple of things here, and I wanted to give you some recommendations.
Okay.
But the last one I'll give you, I'm not done with yet, so I can't tell you whether or not it's really worth it. But if you can get access to it, I think you might like it. But let's just go down these real quick.
Okay.
The first one was a graphic novel called N, just IN, and I'm pulling it up right now because I want to remember who the writer was on it. Graphic novel. Will McPhail. If I tell you too much about it, I think it's best to go into this thing blind. If you ask me why did you pick it up, it was just a book that was sitting on the end cap of the library, and I just grabbed it.
Okay.
It was just sitting there, and it was a super quick read. The art does a lot of the storytelling versus the prose. So it's just an interesting book, and there's some parts in there where you just go, "Wow, this is why comic books are a format now that need to be more respected, because it really is literature instead of just comic books." Kind of like your guy that you're talking about with Danny Warren Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
He covers multiple topics, and this will kind of like, if you're in the mood for something like that, this will be right up your alley then.
Okay.
I think you'd really enjoy it. I did Batman Killing Time. That one was not Tom Taylor, Tom King. Tom King was the writer of that one. Kind of its own, like, set in it's outside of the regular Batman book.
Yep.
The reason why I liked this one was because it used a villain that is not normally used in the comics, and I'd leave it at that because it wasn't.
I've read it.
You read it?
I picked up the floppies of it, actually. That was
you
right
picked
when
up
we
the floppies. So never mind. So then okay, then it's not spoiling if I tell you it's Clock King.
Yeah.
So I was like, Clock King, yes! I was blown away. I was like, God, that's such a great character, and I loved him from the animated series, and I just don't ever see him in the comics at all, ever. And so I was hyped that he was the brains behind everything, and especially with they used Enigma and Catwoman together, and you always like he's the brains of everything, but man. Clock King holding his own. It was great. So then 3 more after that. I did get through Taylor's full run of Son of Kal-El, so Jonathan Kent's book.
Okay.
And I really wish I had more time to go into more depth on this one as far as my critiques of it. Overall, Tom Taylor might be one of the best writers going, in my opinion, especially with all his great work on Nightwing.
Yeah.
He could be hit and miss, and I do have gripes with this book. But overall, if I can just get more Jonathan Kent any way we can, just because he's a fresh character, it's just beautiful. And then there's some crossover issues with Nightwing,
yes,
obviously, and then just anytime I can get Damian and John on the same page again, it just brings me joy. Out of the things in this world that make me happy, that's one of them. Yep. I need Damian and John together in books, and it makes me happy. But overall, I'll say this: with as much hoopla about everything that surrounds that book, I don't know if anyone else is picking up the mantle. I don't know, as far as they're going to say John keeps getting a solo book of some kind. Don't know if he will. I don't know anything about it because that's kind of where I'm at. I didn't really do much research after that, but man, I hope he does. I really do. I really hope John keeps getting his own book.
Yeah.
Just like I think Damian should keep having his own book, but I think they each got 3 volumes of their solo books, and I think they stopped after both of them. But we'll see. We'll see where they go with it.
Yeah.
And then I read a book called Skyward. Okay. And it's an Image book. Let's see. I forgot who wrote it. Skyward Image Comics. Who was the writer on this one? There's multiple volumes. I only read the first volume. It was intriguing enough where I as long as the library has them, I'll keep going with it.
Thanks for listening. Follow us on social media at Nyrdcast. It's NYRDCAST, and at our website, nerdcast.com. Be sure to rate and review the podcast on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcast. This week's featured song is Upper Respiratory Infection by Oh the Humanity.